Sleep Token's music has always felt like more than just songs, right? It feels like a ritual. And Emergence is a perfect example of that. On one hand, it's this huge, powerful anthem about transformation, but if you dig just a little bit deeper, there is a whole other story, a much darker, tragic warning hiding just under the surface. So yeah, let's peel back those layers and figure out what is really going on here.
So that's really the big question, isn't it? Is Emergence all about celebrating, breaking free from your past and becoming someone totally new? Or is it a horror story about finally getting to paradise only to realize you brought your own demons with you? That's the puzzle we're going to piece together in this explainer.
Okay, so first things first, let's look at the interpretation that honestly most people hear right away. On the surface, Emergence is this incredibly powerful, almost spiritual anthem about shedding your old self and just being born again.
The sources on this one really hit the nail on the head. This quote here, it translates to, "This isn't just a song, it's a liturgy of rebirth." And that's exactly what it feels like. The whole track is built like a ritual, an act of pure transfiguration, where you're basically invited to leave behind who you were and step into a brand new identity.
And you can feel that most powerfully in the chorus, right? When Vessel keeps repeating, come on, you know that it's time to emerge, it doesn't really feel like an order. It's more like an awakening. It's this collective mantra calling on literally everyone listening to break free from their old shells.
But here's where it gets really, really interesting. It's how this rebirth is framed. This isn't just some change of heart. The sources point out that it's this deep, almost alchemical process that fuses the spiritual with the technological. It's wild.
In fact, the song's actual structure mirrors the 3 stages of alchemy. It kicks off in negredo, that's the darkness and confusion. Then it moves into albedo, which is a purification through sound, before it just explodes into rubedo, a fiery, totally triumphant rebirth. The music itself is literally taking you on that journey.
And this whole transformation, it isn't just spiritual. You've got lyrics like "Carbide on my nano," pointing to a cybernetic body, a world where technology becomes this sacred extension of the self. So Vessel isn't just reborn. He becomes this new kind of post-human deity, basically declaring he has solar flares for your dead gods. He doesn't just find a new power, he becomes the new power.
It's a really powerful and, honestly, convincing interpretation, right? I mean, who doesn't love a story of empowerment and becoming a god? But hold on, because there is one single clue hidden in plain sight that completely flips this entire narrative upside down.
So, the key to unlocking this song's true, much darker meaning, well, it isn't actually found in the lyrics. It's in the title of the album the song comes from. The album is called Even in Arcadia, and that title, well, it's a direct and deeply unsettling reference to a very famous phrase from classical art and literature. You see, et in Arcadia ego translates to even in paradise, I, death, am here. It's this haunting, chilling reminder that even in a perfect utopia, decay and tragedy are already there. It means Arcadia, the paradise Vessel has just emerged into, is basically doomed from the very start. Okay, so with this chilling new context, the entire song just transforms. Let's go back to the lyrics, but this time, let's see how they read less like a celebration and more like a confession. Let's start with the opening lines. You can see the 2 meanings side by side right here. I have a feeling we're close to the end. No longer sounds like the triumphant end of an old life. It sounds like a dark prophecy, doesn't it? The end isn't a victory, it's an inevitability. And then you get to this line, and it reveals its true horror. This is no longer a metaphor for having incredible power. It is a direct, absolutely bone-chilling reference to the parasitic creature from the movie Alien. The thing that has emerged is a monster. And that is the devastating reveal. Vessel himself is the ego in Arcadia ego. He is the death that has arrived in his own paradise. He's the monster that is going to bring all the trauma and decay, corrupting his utopia from the inside out. And suddenly all these other lyrics just click into place. He tries to be a savior, but he has canines, fangs. His actions bring glory to his own impulses, his inner legion, but they only bring trauma for the neighbors, the people he's trying to build this paradise for. He's not empowered by some divine light. He is sanctified by what's below, his own inner darkness.
Okay, now think about the song's emotional climax, the bridge.
With this new context, listen to it again, and you'll hear how it transforms from this moment of vulnerability into something just utterly heartbreaking.
Yeah, this isn't just a tender moment anymore, is it? This is a desperate plea. He is standing in paradise, he's with the person he loves, but his mind is not quiet. He is begging his partner to save him from himself, from the monster that he knows he has become.
So, where does that leave us? What is the real meaning of emergence when we try to combine these two completely opposite interpretations?
While the final meaning is a tragic synthesis of both, emergence tells the story of someone who actually succeeds. They break free from their past, only to realize that by doing so, they've unleashed their own inner trauma on their new world. It's the idea that you can escape your situation, but you can never, ever escape yourself.
And that, right there, leaves us with the song's real haunting question. It's not about whether you can change. It's about the terrifying possibility of getting everything you've ever wanted, only to discover that you are the very thing that's going to destroy it all. So what do you do then?